All right, so here we have, and I paid just in through USTC, which is awesome. We will blank out the amount. And so there you go. Free price is $1 to $1.
What's going on,
What's going on, bro?
Yeah.
A quick recap. I brought this car in because it
spilled
energy
blood.
juice. Yeah, it spilled its blood. It spilled its blood after a little errand that I did. Started shaking and it sounded kind of like something was knocking.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, I thought it was rod knock. I'm like, oh man.
It's a scare. It was already, yeah.
That's like the first thing in my mind. And then it actually drove home pulling like it was misfiring.
Okay.
But eventually I still made it home. Like it would like pull like it was misfiring and then it'd go away, but then it wouldn't. I'm gonna let you explain what you found, which is funny in itself because
it clears out the story, right? It puts everything together, and it just makes sense to start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Obviously, first thing we did was we hooked up our pressure testing tool. It's actually very simple, but not a lot of people are aware of it. You take this cap off and you attach the tool here. It pressurizes the system, in this case around 14 PSI or so. That way it assimilates, like if the car is at operating temperature and you're like driving down the highway cruising speed. Right? It pressurizes the entire cooling system and it allows us to put it up on a lift and kind of look around, right? Without it being hot or honestly, right away, the water pump, it's right in this area, gushing out bubbles and a bunch of water and everything. I was like, okay, it's the water pump, but let's dive into it. Let's take a look. After inspecting it, I noticed something weird. I was like, okay, the fan is kind of sitting sideways.
Yeah.
It was the fan wasn't like perfect, straight.
So let's go ahead and look here how it should look.
Yeah, this is perfectly straight now.
Yeah.
And you can tell we did a new clutch fan as well.
Yes.
Since we're already there.
Yep.
We did a new water pump pulley. So what happens is the water pump shaft that hold the water pump propeller on one end, and then you have the actual pulley on the other end.
Yes.
Well, that shaft has bearings in them. It looks like the bearings failed or something.
Yeah.
And the belt was pulling on it, obviously, and everything was just sitting sideways. Yes. Luckily, it wasn't too sideways to where the fan was gonna hit the shroud or destroy anything else.
Well, it was a blessing from God because that fan could have broken and it could have shattered everything. And then it's really common for these older style that once a fan breaks, it throws shards everywhere and it ruins radiators and
it'll take the radiator, it'll break the shroud. A lot of the stuff in the front is plastic, of course, so it could have made a mess.
Yeah.
Luckily, you didn't. Surprisingly, it was fine. We put in a new water pump, like I said, a pulley, a metal pulley.
Yeah,
you want to take a look at it real quick?
Let's go and take a look at this.
Let's take a look. We were like, okay, well, it looks okay, and then out of a sudden, there's cracks all over it. This is gonna,
crazy. Let's go ahead and take a look.
As soon as we started messing with it, it came apart.
Wow.
And we thought about it, well, we could just glue it together.
Yeah.
It didn't sound very safe.
No.
So we went ahead and we got you a brand new metal one.
Nice.
So this won't happen again, and it's going to be a lot more reliable with your metal pulley.
Definitely.
But yeah, the water pump pulley was on his way out as well.
Yes.
It was kind of like perfect timing.
Yeah.
Because everything that we did to the car, lower than the front, the pulley, water pump,
and like you said, I mean, everything's good.
Yeah.
Everything's brand new.
Brand new clutch fan right there. She's all back together very nicely. Side note, we were done with it. We were like practically doing something else. And the coolant temperature sensor, this one to be precisely.
Yes, that one.
It started to drip. and this is something that we find very consistent with every car.
Yeah.
Especially when you're working on a cooling system. You fix one thing, you fix a lot of the stuff, and every cooling system all the time will look for its weakest point.
Yeah.
In this case, I guess it was the O-ring because whenever we took that sensor out, that O-ring came out in pieces, super brittle.
Yeah.
So we replaced the O-ring, throw it in there very quickly. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
And boom, sealed again, perfectly fine.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That was on a side note, but we do have brand new belts, both tensioners.
Yeah.
We did the AC tensioner and we did the accessory tensioner. So
yeah,
drive belt system and all that is 100% good to go.
Valve cover
the valve cover gasket was replaced on this. So
should be no more leaks from the top.
Shouldn't be no more leaks. It shouldn't smoke in the mornings like typical BMW. Especially that, there was stuff going on with the engine. There's knock sensors.
Yes.
Yeah, so it has knock sensors. Just could pick it up. It'll, it just doesn't let it do its job correctly.
Yeah.
And we could have had a slight overheating situation too. Not 100%, but some of it, because you have a little bit of coolant loss. So that could attribute to having a little misfire. The internal combustion temperatures in the combustion chamber.
Yes.
They get higher, so it throws it off. But after putting everything back together and test driving it, there was no misfires. So we didn't proceed with, you know, doing anything else.
Yeah.
Of course, a fresh set of spark plugs and some coils can do a lot for these cars. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, she's driving great. Like I said, no, you shouldn't have a oil leak anymore. Your valve cover is pretty much sealed and ready to rock. New drive system in the front. And last but not least, shock absorbers.
Yes.
Oh, big game changer.
So, yeah.
And we left the tags on there. That way, you know, anybody can know that they've been replaced.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it rides way better. It used to ride, like you said, a little hard.
Yeah.
And I was
it felt basically like it was like metal dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, going together. And
of course that controller.
Yes,
the driver's side controller.
Yes.
She needed to get replaced. It fought on its way out. When we got it out, there was a part of the control arm that's supposed to stay in the car, and it came with the controller. So we had to do all the heating and using the tool to pull it, and everything. But it all worked out.
Yeah.
It all worked out. It's something to expect from a car this age.
Yeah, this is the reason why shops exist, professional exists to tackle those jobs. Because if not, then I would have been like that guy in the meme, sitting down on the concrete.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a torch. So.
Even us, we would be that guy sitting down on the concrete, kind of like, what am I doing?
For a little while,
if it wasn't for the accumulation of tools. That obviously we have to keep buying. We have to keep buying them.
Definitely.
One, to keep up with the new technologies, like for all the new BMWs with B engines, B46, B58s.
Yeah.
The injection system, the injectors are different. Yes. So you can't use the same injector tool that you use on an N55, N54. It just doesn't work. It requires some other stuff. So one is keeping up with all the technologies and tools, and then second, there's tools that just save your life. Like this one, we have all kinds of jaws and pullers and heating, everything. And it accumulation of everything just works.
I wish I could have came to film, but you know, maybe next time there's something else that comes up and we can get M539 restoration style filming. So, but anyways, I'm really happy with. I know it's gonna do great. Justin knows what he's doing. When it comes to these things, when it's something more difficult, I'm not going to have the time, unfortunately. So definitely bring it to Justin. And then when it comes to suspension, I don't want to be under the car. You know, I don't want to get squashed and it comes out more expensive than what I'm gonna pay. Yeah,
some medical bills on
medical
top.
bills, and God forbid, death. When it comes, I would rather pay $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 that I have to pay because I know medical bills will be a lot more expensive than that.
Yeah,
so let's just put it there.
It only takes a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Even us, we do it for a living. We're here all day, every day, but you get complacent and you can squish your hand, squish your finger, whatever. It's happened. It is always best to be trained on it, keep current, and follow all the safety procedures pretty much.
Yes, exactly. We're gonna take it out for a test drive, or since you were already in there, I might as well just get it. Not only save my time, but at the same, since it's already here at that point with all that taken off.
At the beginning, it might seem like, oh, I don't have to do this or I don't have to do that. But in the long run, the time that you're saving of being stranded on the side of the road for a belt or for something else, a lot of this labor all came in conjunction with each other for the same amount of labor for just doing the water pump.
Yes.
Everything else gets done because it requires us to dive into it, take the fan out, take the clutch fan. So it makes sense to throw in a brand new clutch fan.
Yes.
It made sense to do the belts because it's either we install the old belts back on, and then one tears, and then you're back over here, another toe or whatever, just,
that's another toll.
Yeah.
Then it's another, charge for the
labor to go back in there.
Yeah, to get back in there.
So that's why it's more cost effective just to get a lot of stuff replaced while you're already there.
Yeah, definitely. And now hopefully, this car will run for a decent amount of time. I know it still does have other little issues to address.
It's a great car, great commuter car. Full to the house, to work, to the house.
Yeah.
It's gonna do car stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna do. It's been a great daily. I really can't complain about it. So car,
some of the brand new Mercedes Benz.
Yeah.
I get a 2022s, 2021s. They come in with coolant leaks already.
Wow.
Yeah, their plastics are not the same. Even that, they went cheaper on plastics as well.
Yeah.
So literally 45,000 miles, just right out of warranty, they already start leaking.
Oh man.
Some of, I hate to admit it, but some of the brand new BMWs 2024, 2025, their mechanical water pumps are prematurely failing. This is crazy. We've already done 2 X5, literally brand new. I keep the water pumps in stock because it happens so often.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm okay driving an older vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this, and not having a payment. It's a give or take. If you got a good mechanic around your area, it's always a good idea to consider it because freeing up that extra money a month.
Yeah.
gives you that cushion.
That cushion.
For the other stuff or whatever.
And liberty as well, in a way.
Yeah, it is.
For the majority of the people. Of course, there's people that, you know, have the money to blow on a new car, and that's fine. You know,
like
there
that
has
one?
to be that. Yeah, like that Lambo right there.
Like that one?
Like that one. But, you know, the majority of us are not going to have that kind of money to just, you know, be blowing every month like nothing. And it's something to consider, guys.
Yep.
You fix the shocks, and you can feel it right away. Right here, this road would have been just like, yeah.
And she's doing suspension.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Really good. Cold AC. I know I've been asked about the screen. Look on my Amazon store. The link is somewhere there. It works great. It's not hooked up to the reverse light, so you can always see out to the back.
My recommendation, get the tie rod ends.
Okay.
Because that way the alignment is going to be like perfect.
On point. Yeah, that's definitely something I'll do.
Yeah, because if you don't refresh the inner and the outer tie rod ends, you can have a little bit of play in the ball joint.
Yes.
And that'll create, you know, a deviation of, you know, how straight the car is going to be able to go.
Yeah.
It's super hard to align a car that has worn out ball joints on the inner and outer tie rod ends. So
yes.
Yeah, it's super recommended. When I test drove it, you know, on a side note,
yeah,
I was driving this and I was like, man, how would it feel to own this brand new?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It feels super executive, like I should be wearing a suit.
Right, yeah.
The interior, right? Doesn't it give you that?
That's funny that you say it, because I always tell my wife, like, one thing I said, like, you know, it feels like, you know, like back in those days when executives were in their suits and
yeah, like, oh, I'm an executive, I'm gonna go, I'm going to the office, I'll be right back.
That's why, but I do have all black interior for this, all these interior parts, all the door cards actually, and all the black seats.
I used to have a 335 that had the gray, and it was a 2009. That 335 was amazing.
Yeah,
it had a really nice, like, midnight blue gray interior.
Yeah, nice.
It was a really cool car, twin turbo stock.
Oh yes, I got to see that one. That's right.
Super iffy whenever I bought that car because I bought it in McAllen actually. It was leaking quite a bit of oil.
Yeah.
And at that time, you know, I wasn't as savvy as I am now with, you know, the regular BMW stuff.
Yes.
As you can tell.
Yeah.
That felt good, right?
That bump felt like it wasn't even there. I do want to say BMW, the testament to them is that they do make really nice suspension wise. Like the car feels great. Like this car feels like if you're in a new car, basically. It really does.
It's a suspension design.
It's a suspension design. Yeah. And then now with the refreshed suspension that Justin was able to install, wow, what a difference. And that's why we haven't even, I mean, you go ahead and tell him, Justin.
Yeah, no, that bump right there, I have coilovers and airbags in my car.
Yeah.
I usually go around it because it feels nasty. And this one too.
Yeah, it doesn't, you can't feel it.
Now it feels pretty good.
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah.
Sometimes it makes me think, like, I should go back to regular suspension. Because it's pretty stiff.
Yeah,
so I do go around a lot of these bumps.
Yeah.
But, you know, purposely going into the bumps with your suspension, man, feels good. Feels good.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Is, you know, that's the reason why I left this car stock suspension, because I actually drove one that had really good, you know, that was pretty mechanically sound. And I was just kind of blown away. I was like, wow, this car's smooth. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why this one will stay smooth. 540 will probably be modified eventually. All right, bro. So another thing you want to mention is you do take crypto, right, as payment?
We do take crypto. Obviously, we stick to the majors.
Yeah.
BTC, XRP,
USDC.
In
because
this
it's 1
case.
for 1, so you can't lose with that.
Yeah, no, definitely we do. We try to let everybody know that it is a form of payment for us.
Yeah.
I think we're the only ones around this area.
I think so. I think you're the only one doing crypto
and digital payments. Yeah.
Yeah, which is really nice because we're just getting with the times. Because it's going to take over. So
no, we're with the times.
Yeah, we're with the times.
It's coming, and it's practically here.
Yeah.
You know, we won't hear from it until later on. It's already here. So we're just adhering to the times.
Exactly. All right, Justin. So right now we did something pretty cool and innovative that's going to come to a store near you.
Yeah.
Pretty soon. And anything you do, any transactions we do, moving forward, especially with the whole crypto laws passing. So right now I sent him for the service USDC. I didn't even send him Bitcoin or anything like that. Just USDC, and it's a 1-for-1 ratio worth $1.
Yep.
On the Solana network, and it was free. So Justin, go ahead and tell us, if I had paid you regular, how much would I have had to pay with a debit card?
So every time we use a card, and it's been programmed like this from the bank,
yes,
to where you run the card and it takes 4% out of the transaction.
Exactly.
So if it's $1,000, it's $40.
$40, yeah.
And so forth and so on. It starts to add up after a while.
It does.
And so this is just one of the best ways that we figured out,
yeah,
to be able to, you know, do our payments, do whatever we think, and avoid the banks.
The banks, yes.
Because that's what it is. It's bank fees, merchant fees, and
yes,
it's a never-ending story. By the time you're paying twice for the repair, right?
Yes, yeah.
But yeah,
or that's a part.
Yeah, this is the second time we do
transaction like
transactions
this. Yeah.
using digital assets.
Yeah,
Right? In this case, USDC.
Yes, and right now we're going to do the actual amount of the Solana network. It was a free transaction. No matter what the amount is, it's going to be free.
Yep.
So that is an insane incentive. I don't know what else to say. How else to convince people about crypto?
That's the future.
But that is the future.
This is the future.
Definitely.
This is the credit card.
Yeah.
Of the
modern,
80s and 90s.
Yep.
It's happening again.
It's happening
again. That's what it is.
All right. So here we have, and I paid Justin through USDC, which is awesome. We will blank out the amount, and so there you go. Free price is $1 to $1. The amount of money that I paid him will be 1 for 1, and it's free, and it took less than 40 seconds, I think. So
yeah, 30 seconds. Transaction
so
was completed.
no transaction fees.
No transaction fees.
No nothing.
Nobody's losing the market. It's stable. It's a stable coin, pretty much.
You can withdraw it whether you want it right that instant. Of course, if you do it that instant, they are going to charge you a fee.
Yep.
But it's not. I'm going to tell you, it's not as much as.
It's not as much as a merchant account.
Yeah, as a merchant.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And you could choose the 1 and 3 day option, which is usually what I do when I withdraw money.
But in this case, in this case,
yeah,
these funds are not going to turn into cash. They're going to go into the shop's reserve.
Yes.
That's exactly where it's going to. So this will be implemented into the market as a reserve for the business.
Yeah.
As well as every business in the United States should be having a reserve.
Should be doing, yeah.
They should be keeping up with.
Because now there is the point where they want to make loans out to Bitcoin holders. Eventually they'll do Ethereum, XRP. So eventually, you know, that's a thing that's coming pretty soon in the future. Maybe sooner than you guys think. So this transaction that just happened, that was such a cool transaction. First transaction ever in the Valley. I guarantee you, to pay a service.
Probably.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, bro.
And with that being said, bro, we'll sign out on this one.
Boom.
We'll see you guys on the next one.